Hello, welcome to Photoshop tutorial for churches, and today I'm going to show you how we promote our prayer line. Well, every Monday night we have our prayer line, and as you see, this is just something simple that we post on Facebook. It has prayer line, it has the number, the access code, it has our logo in the background, and then it has the day and the time that we are on the line. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to go to new, and I'm just going to make it just a regular paper size, 8.5 by 11, resolution of 300. You don't have to make it that much resolution. You can bring it down to 75. It's up to you. This is just my standard that I use. And I'm going to label it as, name it the prayer line flyer, right? White background content, all of that can remain the same. So if we look at this, we want a gradient background. You see the black, the gray, and then the white. Well, what you do in order to do that, you come over here to the gradient tool, and what you see up here, if you click on that, it's a different gradients. Whatever it is that you want to do, you can use that. I'm going to leave it at the black and the white. And so I'm going to go from the this way from bottom up because I want it to go from black to white. So I went from bottom to up. Now that I have that gradient there, I'm going to go ahead and place my picture of my phone. All right, so I'm going to place that in there. And as you see with this phone, it has the front, the side, and the back. Well, I only want the front and the side. So I'm going to cut out that side. And as you look at the back, excuse me, as you see, it's not rasterized. That means I cannot adjust it. So I'm going to go up here to layer. I can't edit it. And I'm going to go to rasterize, and then from there I want to rasterize that layer. That means I want to be able to edit that layer. Okay. So to do that, I still have it on gradient, excuse me. So let me go back over here. Let me undo that. Okay. So let me go over here. I'm going to click the rectangular marquee tool. And what it does is it allows me to make a rectangle around this piece that I don't want. So I have the rectangle there. I'm going to go up to edit. I'm going to cut that out. Okay. So as you see, I'm left with my picture here, and I'm going to, well, let me go back. I'm moving too fast. So I'm going to press Control T so that I can transform it to make it bigger to the size that I need it. Okay. And once I have it there, I'm going to use those purple lines just to help me know that it's centered. And then I need to get rid of that white that's there. So I'm going to go over here to my eraser tool. I'm going to right click it so that I can get my magic eraser tool. And I'm going to use that to just get rid of that white background. Okay. So as you see, I'm done with the white background, but there's still some remnants of that white. So I'm going to zoom in so that I can get rid of that white background. You see how messy that looks? So let me do that again. So it's getting a little better, going layer by layer to get rid of that. It's still leaving some pieces behind. Let's see if I do that again. Oh, I went too far. So let me step backwards. So if you do something and it's user friendly, so you can just go back and erase it. So let me get rid of those jagged edges. So to do that, I'm going to go back over here to the eraser tool. And up here is already, it has brush, it has pencil, and it has block. Now, I can do block or I can do brush. I'm going to do the brush because since it's a little rounded, I want to make it to where I can, it doesn't look so stagnant with the block. So to do this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of all of that there in one straight line. So I'm going to put my brush tool right there, my eraser, and I'm going to press shift, and I'm going to press my left key, and I'm going to just go straight across. And as you see, it just runs it straight across as a straight line. Okay. So now I can go in a little further, and I can straighten up whatever needs to be straightened up here. All right. To get rid of all of those jagged edges, and it gets a little pixelated. So um, you don't have to go in that much. Well, I'm going to do it on, let's see, 3. Okay. So whenever I do it in 3, then it gets rid of that. It's still a little pixelated, but it helps me a little bit here, round it off so that I can get rid of that white layer that I've been seeing. Okay. So now that I have that taken care of, and you say, well, it doesn't look perfect. Um, if you're a perfectionist, you can take more time with that. But if you zoom out, you'll see that it's not as bad, but we can still do a little bit more with it. Okay. Now, what we can also do is we can use our brush tool to actually paint the over it in the color that the phone is. Now we can do that as well. It's up to you. There's a lot of different things you can do here on Photoshop. It allows you that privilege to do it in any manner that you what you desire, whatever you prefer. You just do whatever it is that you are able to do, and we won't judge you. All right. So I have that taken care of. Let me zoom out a little. And as you see, the more you zoom out, the better it looks. You don't see that grainy look as you've seen before. Okay. So for time purposes, we're not gonna, go into great detail with that, but that's something you can do on your own. I would like to correct this up here. I'm gonna do this with the block this time, just to make it look a little better up here, and to go straight across with that and go as far down as you need to go. See? Well, it'll work. I'm just gonna, leave it as is. And like I said, you can do it on your own. There's some white that's going on around there as well. So I can use my magic tool to help that out a little bit to get that to look the way I need it to look, where you don't see so much of that gray around there as well. But like I said, just take your time and do what it is that you need to do to get it done. There's no um, wrong or right way to do it. It's just whatever it is that you need done for the purposes that you're doing it for your church. The whole thing is we just need to get the word out of what our churches are doing, that we got some great things going on in the kingdom, and that we need to make sure that people are aware of these things. So many giftings that we have that people don't know about, or so many things that are going on that we don't know about because of a lack of advertisement, a lack of getting that word out, or even whenever we're doing flyers, the quality of the flyers may not be as good. And so people are not taking the ministry as serious as they should be. And because of that, we're not getting the things that are needed out for the community in order to help bring dying souls to Jesus Christ. And so that's what we want to do. That's our whole purpose in this, and making sure that we're getting these flyers and doing what God wants us to do to reach the nations. And so I'm going to go back to block, and as you see, I do a lot of this, and so I can look at it and say, okay, I need to do better on that. And so if I wasn't doing this tutorial, believe me, I would be getting all of this stuff the right where it needs to be. But like I said, for purposes of um, time time's sake, I just want to just go through and just show you the gist of what's going on. Let me undo that because I didn't want to do that one right there. I'm going to take that one away. So let's go down. All right. So, but like I said, for time purposes, we're going to move this along. Okay, so now I have it looking like this. And like I said, you can go through and just get the details of it. But I don't like this right here. I don't want that there. I want it just a black background where I can put in what I need and to get the word out. So let me take this and get rid of it by putting in a rectangle. So I went to the rectangular tool. I'm going to put in a rectangle here, and as you see, it covers that whole thing up. All right, so that is gone, is completely gone. So now I can put in my words. So I'm going to get my text tool and I'm going to write in prayer line. Okay, and I'm using Arial Regular, and I pretty much compressed it so that let me show you. So it is at 0 and 117 as well. I'm just getting it there to where it fits within those parameters. So I have prayer line there. And then next I have the number and the number of where the prayer line, it can be reached, where you can call in. So I'm just going to take that prayer line that I've already done. I duplicated it in the way that I did it. Sorry, I went too fast on that. Let me get rid of that so I can show you. So I right click and I click duplicate, right? Prayer line. And I have it right here. So I'm going to double click it and I'm going to put in the number 1218. I don't remember the number. So let's see, 844-1930. Okay, so 844-1930. Okay, so as you see, it's stretching across there. So let me compress that a little bit more. Since it's 117, I can bring that in. All right. When I bring it in, it's right up under that prayer line, and I can bring it down a little bit more so that it's not so close together. Okay. So now that I have the prayer line, I have the number that's there. Now I'm going to put in the access code. So I duplicated it once again. I'm going to bring it down, and I'm going to now double click it so I can write in the access code. All right. The access code of this line is 857-8923. So 857-8923. Still a little bigger, right? So it's stretched. So let's compress that in. All right. That's too compressed. Let me compress this, and then because we need to make sure that we can actually see it. Now you can change the font to make those smaller as well, but I'm just gonna do it like this but like I said, you can do it whatever way. That is, really compressed in there. I really don't like that. So let me spread it out just a little bit and then bring that in like that. All right, well, we'll just leave it like that for now. And then what I also can do is take that height down so it doesn't look so tall. All right, that makes it look better. Yeah, yep. Okay, bless his name. So now let's go to we have the logo here and we have the Mondays at 9 p.m. So I'm going to pull in the logo. Let me come in just a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to pull in the logo. So file, place embedded. I'm going to get our logo here, new logo, to place it in there. And there it is. So it has that background on it. I don't need that background. So I'm going to go to my eraser tool, magic eraser, and rasterize it, okay, to make sure that I can edit it and get all that other stuff, that gray behind it. Really doesn't matter. I'm going to show you why. So let me Control T this so I can transform it to make it smaller. All right, so there it is, it's smaller. Now, let me show you another trick as well, because if we want to keep it dimensionally, I'm going to step backwards, put it back where it was. If I click Control T, okay, so I have that, and I'm going to go to the side here. If I do Shift, Alt, and then my left um, click, then as you see, it keeps it in dimension. All right. So it keeps it pretty much scaled. So it scales it for you. So I'm going to line it up here and I'm going to blend it into the background. So I'm going to go to opacity and I'm going to decrease the opacity. All right. So now you can't see it as much now. All right. Now, if I had more time, I would go through and get all of that gray. Let me show you that gray that's right there. As a matter of fact, let me do it really quick. Hopefully, I'll be able to do it quickly. But sometimes it takes that time to just go through and get whatever is needed out of that background. So as you see, it does take a lot of, not a lot of time, but if you want it done right, you just got to take the time to do it. And I'm just going to do this really, really quick, y'all, because that would aggravate me. All right, wonderful. Got that over there. And you can zoom it in as much as you need to zoom it in so that you can take care of those little things that might just get you. Not as perfect as I want it to be. As we see, this is going on over here as well. Okay, so let me go ahead and once again do the opacity of it to blend it into the background where I can see it, but it's not standing out as much because the purpose is the prayer line. We want people to know that we're having prayer. It's not all about, what ministry is doing it, as long as we know that prayer is going forth. So now the last thing is I'm going to do the little Mondays at 9 p.m. at the bottom. It is in red. So I'm going to go to my rectangular tool and I'm going to make a red rectangle at the bottom right here. Okay. And since it's black, I need to change the coloring. So I'm going to go up here to fill and just click on red. If you don't have red there, you can click on this here and it'll, have different colors that you want. You can put it any color you want. It's at your discretion. So I'm going to grab red there and it will change that into red, the color red. All right. And I want this in the middle. So make sure you're using those, your lines, your purple lines in order to help you. Let me go back up here. So I want to make sure that it is right where it needs to be. So it's aligned up. So that's alignment. We're coming into alignment. Thank you, Lord, because we want divine alignment as well. But for this purpose right here, we want the alignment for all of this needs to be with one accord. So we have this going on. There we go there. We want to make sure that the logo is in alignment as well. Okay. And then we want our rectangle in alignment also. And it's showing me that it is. I do see this a little bit here. And so I'm going to use my, you know, it's saying that it's lined up. And, if you're, well, okay. The more we go in, we can see that it does look better. Okay. Very good. All right. So now let's put in our words. Let's put in when we're having our prayer line. So that's Mondays, every Monday at 9 p.m. Please make sure you are consistent with this as well. Don't have people thinking that you're going to be on the line and you're not on there, or, always have somebody there. Let's look at this because I need that to be white. It's not the white that I need. I guess it is something maybe dealing with the opacity here then. Okay, I guess that'll work. So let me stretch this out. Once again, like I was saying, make sure that you're creditable to where people are not getting on the line on Mondays and you're not there. Make sure that you follow through on it because people are always wanting prayer. They always want to, people to stand in agreement with them. If you take prayer requests and just making sure that you are accountable and you're dutiful concerning the things of God to operate in the spirit of excellence. And so there you have it, the prayer line, the number, the access code, the time, and the days. God bless you all.